Hey everybody out there. I'm just making a video. Obviously these are always uh, interesting for me. Um, but it's strange what's going on with folks out there that are lashing out and are not waiting to hear all of the information. We're all making snap judgments, and making snap judgments is great in an actual life or death situation. Say you are in a place that's got a forest fire going on and you're running from it, or you're in a building that there's an earthquake and building's starting to crumble. You're in a car accident, you're about to get into a car accident, you're making snap judgments. That's absolutely wonderful. But when you're not in that, that's when snap judgments can be pretty bad. Um, I'm referring to a video recently of a supposed political supporter who was murdered in the streets. And some people are saying that they can hear on the video that because of the political affiliation, that's why they're doing it. That may be, that may not be. We won't know until we have more information. Just kind of preaching calm for everybody. Take a chance, step back, wait. I myself am definitely a fan of Law and Order. Not necessarily, well, the show's good too, but what I mean is, I like the fact that we do have laws, because without laws we have chaos. I've personally seen what that's like, and you can see in Afghanistan and in Iraq when you see little locals having firefights with each other, but they realize that if they turn it on the coalition soldiers or U.S. soldiers, then they're going to get way more problems than they want. And that's without any law and order. That's just their chaos that they have, their infighting that they do. And I don't want to see that happen in this country, but some people keep on wanting to do that. And we keep having people promote destruction of small businesses. And it's pretty sad that we are in a pandemic where there's quite a few people that are without jobs, and people burning down small businesses that were opened are not going to help employment. That's actually going to hurt employment. Strangely enough, you may have not thought of that, you may have not realized that, but your unemployment numbers are going to keep going up when you keep destroying people's businesses. And those people are not going to react nicely to you. And they're not going to be happy about it. We are seeing a dramatic shift with the way both all of our government is reacting to this. The Democrats and Republicans. They are pushing us in to be a third world country. And the definition of a third world country is when they have a very, very, very wealthy class and a very, very, very poor class. And that's what we're seeing when there's lots of news reports out there of people that can't pay their bills, but then there's more reports of people that, oh yeah, I totally pay all my bills. I'm actually saving even more money. I'm paying down everything, which is wonderful to people that have the opportunity. But we also have a huge chunk. There's, I think, 14 million people, they said. At least 14 million people without jobs. That's pretty bad. But then again, we have a lot of small businesses throughout bunches of cities that have been burned to the ground from people. And that doesn't help either. I understand people are full of hate and rage and anger, and y'all need to do some meditation and chill. Do some woosahs. Do some 4 squared breathing, some 6 squared breathing. Do some Om Namo. If you're not sure how to do this, I'm positive that you can find a book at your local library. You can find a yoga class online. You can find a teacher online. Someone to help you meditate. To think before you act irrationally. And think before you lash out with anger. Because when you lash out with anger, all you get back is anger. When you come at a problem with a measured approach and a thoughtful approach, you're more likely to get a better outcome. But people, I understand people don't want that. And, you know, we have massive amounts of instant media coming at us, and people editing videos and not showing full videos, and even news organizations that aren't being completely factual. And it's pretty sad that we all want to be the first to see something or to speak on something, instead of speaking on it properly and speaking on it with knowledge and forethought. And we do have that problem, and part of human nature. It's part of who we are. We make snap judgments all the time. You make it when you drive, you make it when you walk somewhere, you make it when you go to a grocery store even. But it's not good when you're going to affect other people's lives and change their lives. Destroying things around you and harming other people does not help your plight. It actually hurts you out, and it hurts you in the long run. I know of right now, just because of my personal interests, if you look at some of the things that governments have done, and when I mean governments, I mean state governments. I know of, for a fact, the Remington Company that sells firearms and builds them. They are in the state of New York, and they were going to leave the state of New York. And by leaving the state of New York, they would have taken away a lot of tax revenue. So what they did instead is the state of New York decided to give them huge tax breaks in the millions and millions and millions of dollars for them to stay, which doesn't actually help out a local area. It does hurt the local area, because the company is not paying taxes, is not helping the infrastructure in the area. Yes, people do keep jobs, which is great, but then you end up having more of the burden thrust upon yourself, instead of that major conglomerate that helps pay the way for your area. And I know that it is important for people to have jobs, but if you have your job, and then what your paycheck that you have, you're losing more of it due to you have to pay more in taxes to help keep the upkeep of your road, of your schools, of your fire department, of your local hospitals, because they all get tax breaks and they all get help with local municipal government. It's just an over echoing effect that we have that we don't really always like to look at. And that's what happens when we make snap judgments instead of looking at the long run. And sometimes it is going to suck in the long run, but this corporation, as of right now, is not able to produce any goods. So those people with the jobs, they're not working. And the company is looking to relocate because of said thing. But it's just part of it, and we all do have this issue. But just before we go out and go do something that you will regret, that you can't take back, stop, take a measured approach, take a deep breath, try to think, be calm about it as best you can. We all have anger and rage. It's just learning to control it. All right? You all take care out there. All right, this is me using my voice. Bye.